In order to save time, I've already created a comic for each of the 5 individual iste standards, and now I'm going to put them into a comic book and publish them. So I need iste standard number 1, which is inspire and create, and then I'll get iste standard number 2, which is design and develop, and iste standard number 3, which is model work, and iste standard number 4, which is responsibility, and iste standard number 5, which is professional. Now I can publish my book. We'll call it iste standards. This book will list the 5 standards for teachers and give examples of each. Publish. So the first iste standard is facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity. In this standard, teachers use their knowledge of subject matter, teaching and learning, and technology to facilitate experiences that advance student learning, creativity, and innovation in both face-to-face and virtual environments. Let's take a look at the standard. This first scene promotes student reflection with technology. The teacher says, "Now that I have taught you about consumers, I want you to use the computer to make a Venn diagram for carnivore, herbivore, and omnivore. Please list 3 of each." In the second scene, the teacher engages in learning with the students by doing the activity she asked them to do. She says, "Here is an example of my work that I want you all to do." And in the final scene, the teacher is promoting and supporting creativity. She says, "Do not be afraid to be creative. You can make your Venn diagram as creative as you want." iste standard number 2 says design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments. Teachers design, develop, and evaluate authentic learning experiences and assessments, incorporating contemporary tools and resources to maximize content learning and context and to develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes identified in the standards. In this first scene, the teacher is making the kids excited about learning because they're using technology. Tommy says, "I'm so excited that we get to use the computers for class today." Susie replies, "Me too. I love using the computers." In scene number 2, the teacher is using technology to make modifications for the student. The teacher says, "Who can tell me what 2 plus 2 is?" Tommy's computer answers 4 for him, while Sam says, "Isn't it so great that Tommy's computer allows him to talk?" And in scene number 3, the teacher is using technology to enhance tests and make more varieties. For example, in this scene, you have 4 different tests, but you can make even more than that. iste standard number 3 is model digital age work and learning. Teachers exhibit knowledge, skills, and work processes representative of an innovative, professional, and global and digital society. Let's take a look at this comic. In this first comic, the teacher is using technology to communicate with students and parents outside of the classroom. For example, it is a Facebook page for Miss Willis's class, and she posts, "Attention, please get your parents to sign your field trip forms." This allows the parents and the students to engage with the teacher outside of the classroom. In scene number 2, we are using technology, or we are demonstrating fluency in the technology system because we learned about many different programs. So scene number 2 is a setup of our classroom and how we learned how to use multiple programs such as Word, the comic strip, WebQuest, and all of the different types. And the final scene is showing how we use technology to enhance a lesson plan. This scene shows a smartboard and it says drag each animal to make a food chain. This is allowing the students to go up to the smartboard and interact with it to create a food chain instead of just drawing one out on their paper. iste standard number 4, promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility. Teachers understand local and global societal issues and responsibilities and involving digital culture and exhibit legal and ethical behavior in their professional practices. Let's take a look at this comic. This first scene shows how teachers can get into trouble if technology is misused. This scene shows a teacher in jail and he says, "I should have been more careful when letting them students use the technology." In the second scene, it shows how to avoid getting in trouble with technology. This teacher should have sent home a contract that looks similar to this. "I," fill in your name, "will not misuse technology in the classroom. If I do, my teacher is not responsible for my actions." This contract should be signed by the student, the parent, the teacher, and the principal. And in the third scene, it is giving an example of providing access to technological tools because in the future, several classrooms will probably have classroom sets. So this scene shows a picture of each student having their own computer and the teacher is letting them know to log into their computer as soon as they enter the classroom. iste standard number 5 says, engage in professional growth and leadership. Teachers continuously improve their professional practice, model lifelong learning, and exhibit leadership in their school and professional community by promoting and demonstrating the effective use of digital tools and resources. Let's take a look at the comic on the next page. This first scene is evaluating professional practice and making an effective use of their work. It is an example of our Weebly page. In our class, we created a Weebly page so that we could look at each other's work and get examples of how we could make ours better. So for this scene, I created a Weebly page to show that. This second scene is giving an example of continuing to expand knowledge on technology throughout the lifetime. So in this scene, I have a teacher and he's in his office with his degrees in the background. He's on his computer, he's got his phone and his TV behind him, and he's just expanding his knowledge on technology so that he can be smarter in the years to come. In my third scene, I'm giving an example of participating in shared discussion and community building by helping each other with a specific problem. So this scene shows our technology discussion board. In our class, we could post on a board to get help from our peers. For example, this one says, from Madison, "Is there anyone who can help me with the coding project?" And Jessica responds, "I know how to do that." So in this case, Jessica is helping Madison grow in her knowledge of coding because Jessica knows a little bit more about it. Anyway, that's all for my book, and I hope you enjoyed it.